Hello and welcome. It is 8 o'clock in the morning. It is the 23rd day of September 2021. In case you haven't been paying attention, it is Diablo 2 Resurrected today, and we are going to be doing a playthrough of that on the vlog as soon as I can figure out how. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of news from the award-winning Free League Publishing that they are going to be doing a Blade Runner tabletop role-playing game. Now, all we know about this so far is it's going to be using the Year Zero mechanics that we've seen in Tales from the Loop and Coriolis and Alien. They might modify it a little. I mean, the system's a little different in Coriolis than it is in Tales from the Loop. It's going to be investigative role-playing, giving players a range of tools to solve an array of cases far beyond retiring replicants. And, of course, it'll have mechanics showcasing the key themes of Blade Runner: sci-fi, action, corporate intrigue, existential character drama, and moral conflict, and stuff like that. So, do we need a tabletop role-playing game based upon a Blade Runner, which, by now is a really, 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 really old IP, which is probably how they got the rights to it. I love Blade Runner. I literally love Blade Runner. There were times in my life when I would watch Blade Runner and then I'd watch it again. It would be on cable. I'd watch it and then I'd get my VHS, showing you how old I am, and watch it again. And I just would sit there for 2-3 viewings, just loving this movie and loving the music, loving the setting, loving everything about it. Which is why, when Cyberpunk 2020 came out in the 80s, I was so excited because finally we had a role-playing game that embraced the world of Blade Runner and then took it further. Which means now, in the year 2021, when a lot of the things that Cyberpunk predicted have already come and gone and bypassed us, and there's technology now that far surpasses anything we imagined back in the 80s of existing in the Cyberpunk universe, do we need a Blade Runner role-playing game? And I'm going to say no. No, we don't. Because we already have one. It's called Cyberpunk. And we've had it for a very long time. We also have a Blade Runner role-playing game that includes magic. It's called Shadowrun. And we've had that for a very, very long time. As much as I love the stuff Free League does, this is one I'm not going to support. I wouldn't want you to either. Don't waste your money on something that already exists. I mean, I had the Aliens game, and I was kind of disappointed. And I ended up trading it in for something else. As much as I love Free League, a lot of the Free League stuff I've picked up, I've turned around and traded in because I realized it's stuff that already exists. Which, of course, leads us to the question, does every IP deserve to be made into a role-playing game, or would Blade Runner, the role-playing game, be better served as a source book for, say, Tales from the Loop, Twilight 2000, or Coriolis, because they already have a system in place, the Year Zero system, which they're adapting to lots of different things. And as somebody who loves dice pool systems, I do like the year pool system. I mean, there's still some things about it I think are kind of clunky. Having now been trying to play test my own D6 system, I can see what's so great about the Year Zero system, and I feel like I need to read through it again. But I didn't need to spend $50 on the Aliens role-playing game. I would have rather spent $20 on an Aliens source book for Coriolis or Twilight 2000. I don't need to spend $70 on a Blade Runner role-playing game. I'd rather spend $25 on a Blade Runner source book for the system that's already in place, like Coriolis or Tales from the Loop. And I don't really need to spend money on Blade Runner at all because, A, all the technical information on everything that's been available, we saw in Blade Runner, has been made available hundreds of times. There's hundreds of books out there detailing the making of Blade Runner, the technology of Blade Runner, the world of Blade Runner, pictures, art, unseen stuff. I mean, there's 4 versions of the film, and each one has been taken apart multiple times. So there's multiple information out there that I could get, that I could just add to make a source book and use the system that already exists that emulates Blade Runner, which is Cyberpunk. So again, does every IP need to be turned into a role-playing game? Like there's an Expanse role-playing game, and you're literally like, we don't need a role-playing game for the Expanse. Do a source book, but literally, the system already exists. It's Traveler, it's Coriolis, it's every space game ever. The only thing that makes the Expanse different is the world. There's nothing original, about creating an Expanse system when there are already systems that exist. And I know I've talked about this before, but it's just make source books for systems that already exist. Save yourself money and save us money, and use the amount of time and energy that would have gone to for the 30, 40, 50 extra pages of rules to make a really good source book. I don't need a Blade Runner role-playing game. I need a Blade Runner source book, and I don't really need a Blade Runner source book because all that shit's for free. I can find it. I can go to the library and get tons of stuff on Blade Runner. You remember the library, that place that gave you books for free? And I'm sure with very little effort, I could find tons of information on the internet to create my own Blade Runner sourcebook. Then I would just need a system. And I could use Cyberpunk, I could use Year Zero, I could use Call of Cthulhu, I could use D20. There's nothing unique about Blade Runner that makes it need its own separate system when a system has already existed. There's nothing unique about the Expanse that requires its own system when there's already hundreds of systems that I could use to run an Expanse role-playing game. And I'm sure there are other IPs like Dune. Does Dune need its own system? No, it doesn't. It didn't. The system already existed. Just make a source book. So what do you think? Do we need almost 84, 94, 2004, 2014, almost 45 years later from when Cyberpunk came out, from 1984, from the original, when Blade Runner time was supposed to happen to now, where obviously Blade Runner didn't happen. We're more likely in the world of the Purge at this point than we are the Blade Runner. Do we need a game taking us almost backwards? Because let's face it, a lot of the technology that is talked about in Blade Runner has already come and gone. I mean, we already have Blade Runner cities. Just go to any major city in Tokyo, Japan, some of them in Europe, New York, Las Vegas, Singapore, Korea. The Blade Runner cities already exist. Just look at the the Otaku district in Japan. It's literally Blade Runner city. With the exception of the flying cars and replicants, we have already surpassed most of the technology in Blade Runner. So, and if anything, a Blade Runner role-playing game would be going backwards in a weird roundabout way. I don't need that. I don't need to spend $80 on something that already exists when the system has been in place since '84. So what do you think? Do we need a role-playing game for every IP? Do we need a Blade Runner role-playing game when the Blade Runner role-playing game already exists and has since the 80s? Is there a market for this? Is this something you want to see? I'm going to say I don't want to see it. I don't need this. And I don't need to see money invested on this that could be invested in other things. Everything here is free. I just do type in Blade Runner. Tons of pages dedicated to it. What do you think? Is this just a waste of time? Do you think Free League is going to be able to do something with the IP that is new and exciting and take it in new directions that that makes it worth the amount of money that you might have to spend on the source books? Or is it just sort of a waste? Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, let me know. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my vlog yet, please subscribe. Help keep the tabletop role-playing game love train going. Until next time, it is almost Halloween, and it is Diablo Resurrection, so the next time you hear my voice, we'll be playing Diablo. See ya.